Welcome back to Itsnotjunktv. My name is Jarvis, and today, a very retro, kind of 1950s, 1960s, Longines Whitnauer alarm clock, table lamp, telecommunications device. Now, it is just a clock radio with a table lamp. I assume extends out of there. I found this about a week or two ago at a flea market. Didn't pay much for it, as you can see. She's pretty gross. Don't know what all that is. Don't care. Looks like there's something behind the lens of the clock. She's just all around dirty. Don't know if it works. I haven't plugged it in. Haven't did anything with it yet. That cord keeps catching. I'm not sure what all that nasty. The wood grain is showing some age. So I think what we're going to do is, first off, we're just going to clean this thing up. Go through it, clean up the case first of all. Take some light duty cleaner to it. And just see if we can't get it cleaned up. Take a good look inside. I may end up opening it up. I haven't decided yet. Don't necessarily look like it's laid in any kind of water, but we won't know until we get over it. All this stuff right here is kind of gross. It kind of looks like maybe it was in a box that some rodents got to. Was looking at the little bulb. It looks like it's good, so it may work. But I don't want to plug it in yet, but we'll get reset up. I'm glad y'all came back. If you've not hit like and subscribe, be sure to do that down below. Go over and check out all of my socials. I'm on all of them now. I'm dropping more shorts and still reaching for that goal of 1,000 before the end of the year. So if you would, and you haven't yet, it doesn't cost you a thing. If you like what I'm doing and you want to pitch me $1 or $2, I am set up on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee now. Don't have to, just if you feel the need. But when we come back, I'll be set up and we'll start breaking this thing down. So hold tight. All right, we're back and all set up here. And I think, as you see, got me some gloves on here. I don't think when any of this starts getting wet, I want that smeared into my hands. I do see now that this is what they call, hopefully you can see it, the Longines Symphette. It may be a little dark. Let me see if I can get us a little more light here. All right. So yeah, I've got some just window cleaner. That's all I ever use. Just the blue type, inexpensive window cleaner. Anything with a little bit of ammonia in it. Electrical things, of course, you don't want to spray directly onto this. You don't want to soak this down with a bunch of window cleaner. So I normally just soak the rag down. Just get you a little bit on there. Get it soaked down a little bit. Move this dude around to where you can get to it. And just give it a good wipe down. Try to get some of this without getting the air, getting it all stirred up. Get it wet. I don't want to breathe it. There we go. I believe we'll just fold that part of the rag over and put that away. I see some, what looks like roach legs and eggs and stuff mixed into it. There's a lot of paint over, like paint where somebody painted a wall. There's a lot of people that paint and leave their stuff sitting about and don't cover it up, it would seem, or there used to be back in the day. It's like they were in a hurry. Hurry, get it done. Yep, it is a Longines Symphette. So we're just gonna give it a good wipe here, try to get some of this excess nastiness off of it. Keep folding this rag, keep hiding that nasty. And just keep working it around. And start working off. Like I say, I picked this up at the flea market, so I have no real clue about its history. Apparently it's set somewhere pretty animal infested, I would guess. That's what it looks like. So, but this one, hopefully, we get it cleaned up. And I'd look at a couple things. We'll check the cord out real good. We'll get in here, make sure this clock is... nothing's froze up on it, because I have seen them little electric motors and them clocks freeze up and then they just sit there and click. It ain't gonna burst into flames or anything, I don't believe, but look, even that cleaned up pretty good. Even some of them paint specks come off there. So it ain't gonna burst into flames or cause anything to trip or short or anything like that. But shake that out, get rid of some of that excess garbage. Alright, so what is all this? I believe we have mouse droppings trapped up inside of this thing. And I'm hoping, without flipping this stuff everywhere. Gross. Let's see. What else can I find that won't flick it? That brush is kind of flicking things. And we don't want mouse droppings being flicked about. I think that's what them are. It's sure what it seems like. But I don't particularly. I mean, some of it's just dust. But there is some droppings there. Let's put them down here for now. We'll clean all this up in a bit. Let's get all this out of here. Yeah, I'm not sure what some of that is. It's gross, whatever it is. I don't think you can see what I'm pulling out of there, but it's pretty funky. I'm not sure what it is. I know some of them little beads are just there's dust in there too. So most of it is nothing but just dust and looks like styrofoam. Balls off. A lot of dust. It's kind of cool, the old stuff they used to try to put a little bit of style to it. This thing's kind of neat. Looks like something off Star Trek or something. What they thought the future was going to be like. And really, it's turned out to be the last 25 years of the same. Don't really seem like anything's changed style-wise. Few little weird things pop off here and there, but for the most part, it's polos and khakis and North Face windbreakers. And it's kind of been that for a long time. But that's how things roll sometimes. We don't change a whole lot. We get stuck in our ways. We have nostalgia for old things that we never knew was nostalgic until one day it hit you. Now this thing is probably, I remember seeing a lot of this kind of stuff when I was a kid. There was still a lot of 50s and 60s stuff still lingering in people's homes. There was still a lot of that until the 80s, really. I mean, there was people in the 80s that there was diners in the 80s that still looked like the 50s, like you walked into the 50s. Everybody in there, all the people, all the things. That part has changed because most of all that is all gone. And if it is something from that time frame, not that I'm all nostalgic from that time frame, because I despise 50s music and 60s music, and it's not my thing at all. I've heard all that my whole life. But that's a rant for another time. Alright, so I got about most of these cleaned out to where I won't feel too grossed out about taking this toothbrush to them, and it ain't gonna be flicking mouse poop in my eye. And I think there's a few pieces there, but I don't think it was as much as I thought. I thought every one of these was full at first look. A lot of it's just dust where it was set somewhere, probably set on somebody's side table for 30, 40 years. Well, I hope to get it cleaned up, get it working, and get it off to somebody else and let them use it for another 20 or 30, 40 years, hopefully. Because usually these things are built pretty good. If that little motor, if it hasn't completely seized up from not being oiled or nothing, and the oil's not turned to concrete in it, because that's what happens to a lot of this stuff. The oil in it, the clock oil that they use in it, after a while it turns to a thick tar, and it's thick. It's and it will freeze up and cause things not to work. If not, it just wears everything out, and then the clock just wears out, and it don't keep time no more, and makes weird noises. Maybe in a future video we'll tear into a clock mechanism and take a look at one. I have spent some time working on clocks and watches and whatnot, so maybe we could get into that a little bit in a future video. But you just never know with me, because, well, I never know. Alright. Hey, look at that. I didn't know that did that. Learning as we go here. I did not realize that spun like it. Makes sense, though, so you can see it. So you turn it to where you can see it from bed. I don't keep an alarm clock, not in my bedroom, because I just don't need one. I get up every morning at the same time, so setting an alarm is really not all that necessary for me. Unless I gotta be somewhere super duper early. And I try not to do that anyway. It sounds hideous dealing with people too super duper early. Alright. Turn over that way. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. More just dust. There's one little side, so it must have been wherever it was in the box must have been on this side. Seems like just right in here. Alright. Let me clean up this mess and then we'll come back. We'll be in a lot better shape and we'll be able to continue on. Alright. Got everything cleaned up. So I think now probably be best to go ahead and realize these knobs that come off here, they need to be scrubbed. I think they're all the same, so we're not going to be in any uh-oh. There was a washer on that one. Rubber spacer. But I think they're pretty much all. Two have notches. One does not. So that one's got selectors on it, so I would say that one needs a notched one. I don't know, we'll figure that out. We'll figure out which one looks best, fits best, goes on there best, because I would say they're going to fit a certain one. Oh, this stuff's thick. Now see, what's weird is I don't think this is from an animal. I think this is from a two-legged animal using it and being filthy. That's what I think. That's what this looks like. This looks like somebody didn't wash their hands well. Or kept it in the shop. Now I'm being all judgy. It could have been in somebody's shop. And they had dirty hands in the shop. That's possible. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. They weren't just gross people and the bedrooms was nasty. This ended up in their shop and this was on their desk in their shop. Yeah, I like that better. And at least give somebody the benefit of the doubt. This seems to be coming clean. There's going to be some, it appears, some remnants here of previous ownership. I'd just like to not rub any of the indicators off or the names or anything, you know, the volume, the lettering. Oh, I was hoping that would come off there. And yeah, if you're going to do something like this, just keep moving your rag around. You don't want to keep using the same part of the rag. Once the fibers of the rag start to fill up with dirt, they're not going to remove nothing. But I don't want to use nothing overly aggressive, just basically this rag and a little bit of pressure. And I kind of like to get to a spot that's kind of wet, but kind of got a dry spot nearby. Because you might get a little luckier with a little more aggressive rub. Shaking the whole world here. Uh-oh, now I'm losing knobs. That little brittle booger ended up under my big toe and broken. Guess that was my head that just hit that. Well, it is still going. Well, how could that have went very far? It just right there. Sorry about letting you see the back of my big head, but I feel if I don't find that knob, we may end up breaking it. And I've got myself painted into a corner here, so we all get a view. Let's see. There's a monster spider down there. That's always good, fun. Yeah. Well, that dude is it's abandoned ship. It's MIA. Other than the monster spider, I don't see it. 6.5 miles away. You're like, how did that go that far? But yep, that's where it was. Sorry about the journey, guys. But sometimes things fall down. All right. Yeah, let me get my light back over here where you guys can see a thing or two. All right. Let me get back to wiping this down. There's a little bit of paint residue on it. I was hoping that would, might have to take her. Wait till we get all the rest of this gunk cleaned off of here. We'll take our knobs, let's put them over here so they're out of the way. Let's get over here. This lays down this way for some reason. What purpose? We'll never know. But, oh yeah. Is she cleaning up? There's quite a bit of little paint specks on there. I'm gonna have to yeah, she's already starting to look a lot better. Already cleaning up. A lot of seems to be a lot of paint splatter on it, so it's definitely somewhere where somebody painted a wall, or there's a couple little dinky spots there on the grill part. And you can see there's quite a bit of paint on that. Now, can we do anything about this initial funk on this thing? Let's see. Okay. Got a lot of it coming off there. Would sure like for that splotch right there to come off. And then I don't have to take this cover off. Because, you know, not everything needs to be a complete breakdown. You know, you don't have to do a frame off restoration or everything. I mean, look at that. Heck yeah. I thought a lot of that was underneath. Heck yeah. I'll take it. I'm not... Heck yeah. There's still some funk on there that won't come off that I think this rag is not going to pull off, but I think it's a lot of it. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Look at that. You can see the Whitnauer name. Can you guys see that in there? Alright. Got that off. Let's see about getting this part of it clean. Can we get this little bulb out of here? I doubt you can get these. Yeah, maybe. Might be a backup bulb out of a car. That's a single. Bet you can find that at auto parts. What is that? Is it it's got a Stanley part number. 12 volt, 15. So this is putting out 12 volt. So it's just a 12 volt taillight bulb of some sort. Well, that's good. It's weird, but it's good. Be easy to replace, I guess, if you really needed to. Let's see, can I get up in there and get some of that 70-year mess out of there? Things got caked on dirt in some of the weirdest places. Does this extend? It does. Yes, it does. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Try to get that dirt ring that always sticks to everything, any flat surfaces. Get rid of that. All right, well, I really thought this thing had a lot more I thought it had some water damage to it, but I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is maybe some critters got up on this one corner up in here and something got down on it, but the rest of it, I have not seen any signs of anything. All right, I think while we got this here, I noticed this cord. You'll run into these things, these cords start getting super stiff. And this one's filthy anyway, so what I like to do, and it gives you a chance to check it out, make sure there ain't no bad spots in it or anything like that. No frayed parts, no parts where critters have gotten a hold of it. And if they have, that's just, then you're definitely opening it up, because I wouldn't try to splice nothing. I would open it up and just solder in a new power wire for it. Just replace it all together. You don't want to sell nothing, pass nothing along to nobody with some spliced up cord on it. You have to go the full length with it, but this one seems, other than being a little stiff, it's not brittle. It seems like it's got cooking oil on it. I wonder if this was in somebody's kitchen and it was finger goo on the knobs, because that's what this acts like. That's why it's stiff. It's that kitchen grease after it sits. See what's coming off of it. It's kitchen grease after it sits for a while. It gets real nasty like that. So this could have been in somebody's kitchen. Maybe they just cooked a lot. That's what we're gonna say. They just cook a lot. We ain't judging. We'll clean it up. Excuse me. The weather changing. It's starting to get cold here. Makes me wish I lived somewhere warm even more. But you are where you are for a reason, so make do, and things will change. All right. think we got a lot of it clean. That's I think what we'll do is take a couple clean rags and basically do the same thing over again. And then I'll just give it a rinse. And you get an idea how much gunk is still on there, or how dirty your paper towel gets. I'm still finding a little bit in the cracks and crevices, but I'll just keep wiping around and wiping around. Look, I've already put stuff back down in that thing. That's weird. Yeah, that's my own paper. Stuff from the paper towel stuck down in there. That might be foam. Alright. Oh, that works super good too. I don't know what this thing is, but we'll use it here to pop some of these. Let's see if you guys can get you guys in here to see what I'm doing. But you see all these little paint specks. There's this little paint specks. I'll take this little thing and see if I can't pop them off there. You could use a toothpick and do the same thing. This is that's what was at hand. I'm gonna keep it wet. Good, nothing dry is usually any good. Usually if I prefer, you can get a hold of them. Most of them are standing pretty proud of the surface. I'm sure what that gooiness was, but I'm glad that's gone. Let's get the bigger ones, get as many as you see. If you thin them out, one here or there is not as obvious to the eye. You get what but you sit and pick off all the little dots you want, but generally I'll just go around because they'll clump up. You don't want none of them clumped up. Any of the bigger ones, just get them gone. Yeah. Bet we can get them pop off there too. Yeah. Don't dig with nothing. Just gentle hand. Thought this was some kind of fake wood, but it might be some type of veneer. It almost feels like a wood. Alright. Let's see if we can't break this little cluster of these things up a little bit. Now, if you were doing this for somebody and somebody brings you something and they're like, hey, I want you to restore this. I'm just cleaning this up. I assume the next guy will want to do his touch to it. Maybe. I'm going to throw it on eBay, so depends on where it ends up. Hopefully it works. If you've not hit like and subscribe down there below, would you please go down and do that? I I am still trying to reach that goal. I know I keep repeating it. I hate to be that person. But I am trying to set some bigger goals here on the YouTube for the new year. So, but there'll be some new stuff coming up hopefully. But that'll be all in the new year. We'll be seeing some new stuff on the channel hopefully. All right, so I think next we'll take these gross little knobs. We'll take this rag, this kind of something. And the rag just so the solution is there and don't just run through my fingers and drip down. And just take a I'm not sure what that is. Some kind of cleaner, I guess. Oh. My big spider buddy decided to go over and play drums for a little while. I get it. There's some times I just gotta beat the skins too. Not that I know what the heck I'm doing. I just started. Got lucky and found a little electronic drum set so I don't bother nobody. Drums was something I always kind of wanted to try, and found those and realized you can practice those and not disrupt your wife and kids and neighbors and the dogs and the neighborhood dogs and the cats and the... So it's just an interesting thing. Anybody out there a drummer? Got some tips for a guy that's just starting out, almost 50-year-old guy just starting out, thinking he can learn how to play some drums. I'll be definitely open to some tips, because I've already hit this spot where I'm like doing this same kind of little, you know, what is it, one and kick on 1 and 3 and snare on 2 and 4 and your typical rock kind of, I think it's your typical, I don't know what it's called. Alright, so I think this needs to be over here maybe. Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, anybody out there who watches me is a subscriber and is somewhat of a drummer, or is learning yourself and has learned some cool stuff you wouldn't mind sharing with a guy. I've watched the videos on YouTube, of course. I definitely use YouTube as a source, just like a lot of folks do. But there's some things you're best somebody to tell you or show you. I don't know. It seems like any how-to, or a lot of how-tos, their angles are funny, and I like to see. And I also like to learn to music instead of just trying to. I mean, I count, but yeah, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, I guess, guys. I like to do and hear, and if I can hear the part, it makes it a lot easier. Hearing it from just counting it off and through each measure, it just doesn't sound, it doesn't sound right. I could be playing that shuffle or beat or whatever it is, and to a song, turn the song off, and it does not sound the same. Explain why that is. And I have broke my right foot free of my left foot, or of my hands. So I can work the bass drum by itself. I have already done that. That I didn't think was ever going to happen. But it did, eventually. Somewhat, kinda. Not really. That's just me being wishful. I don't know. It's something to do. I've kind of always liked music, making music of some sorts. Tried all kinds of things. I think it's good for the brain. Also, I like saving something from the trash bin. Something about that as well. Knowing that more than likely, even this, as dirty as it was, this guy was a cleaner, does clean outs. And I end up getting a lot from him, so God bless him. But usually, a lot of them guys, what don't sell that day while they're there is not being saved. It's going to end up in a dump, at the dumpster, scrapyard, you know. Which you can't blame them, because you can't hold on to stuff. You can't have a traveling museum that you bring out every week to a sale. And think you're going to drag that stuff out there with you every week and do anything with it. Waste of your time is what that ends up being. Alright. I think, let's see where this is. Let's get it turned all the way down before we put this knob on here. Is that it? Yep, that's it. We'll set that at that notch there, because that shows the off. Alright, I got one more. Oh man. Forgot my little washer on there. You don't want to forget your little washer. Alright. No. That is where I left that. Alright, well, I think now is the time is as good as any. I've already gave it a wipe down. With a little bit of plastic conditioner. That's kind of my secret sauce, I guess. It's not really a secret sauce. But let's plug this in and see if it's gonna snap, crackle, and pop. This is the first time. It may not. All right. I was kind of hoping this would be backlit, but I don't think it is. All right, let's see about the lamp. Uh-oh. 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 You can't even see it. So, our little lamp works. Here, let me see here. Let's get you back. All right. So it looks like we do have, there's your night light. All right, does look like we have that, but I don't think we got, the radio. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Hey, Dayton.
Huh. Well, hello there. Picks up stations everywhere. Oh, well, that's too cool. I assume that turns it off. All right. Well, success for us. All right, guys. Well, I'll do some close-ups here as we close out this episode. I appreciate you guys coming by and sitting through and listening to the ramblings of a crazy old guy. If you got suggestions on something you'd like to see restored, I probably got one here that needs restored. Ask away. But I'll get you in here close and let you see this. Be sure and hit like and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up down below. Just takes you just a second, and it really ends up helping me out. If you got anybody else that needs something to fall asleep to, or to keep the kids, threaten the kids that, hey, you're gonna this is what you're allowed to watch, and just let them watch one episode. Do that. Say, here, threaten your kids with this guy. He'll bore them to death, and they won't like it at all because there's no skibbity dibbities or none of that in it. Just a grumpy old man. But I'm Jarvis. This is Itsnotjunktv, and until this old man sees you again, y'all take care.
C'est leur travail à eux de trouver un terrain d'entente avec un parti d'opposition pour traverser le psychodrame du budget.
Quant à l'appui des députés du NPD, limitatif, ils préviennent, ils n'appuieront pas un budget sous le signe de l'austérité. Et
Goes 1 for 2. Michigan State face.
Day 22, the Senate again failing to pass a resolution. Come Friday, federal employees will miss
video in the
Here's what he remembers. And what
flea was 15. Who gets a plan that started kissing the say,